Hello, and I finished up the last episode on this Lotus 7 by the chassis has been finished blasted, and now we have all the small fiddly bits to do. Maybe that's the best way to describe it, the details. So what I've done, and there's going to be a lot of little things that you're going to find out. So acid brush, Prepsol. Which helps to break down a lot of oil grease. And I've just been going around to anywhere that I felt there was grease and trying to put a coat on it to start it dissolving, getting it ready. Then we go around and a stainless little wire wheel and a Dremel gets into lots of small places, and I have a lot of other types of wheels, and that gets to where I need to. Now, the outer skin. It looks like, let's see how well details we can show here. It almost looks like somebody kind of hammered over the skin here against the tube. Now down here further, now we're on the right side of the car, you'll see where it's a lot more open, and even more so open. Let's see, sorry, try to see if we can get it to need to get it to focus. Alright. Now that has been my concern area, because I saw just a little bit of rust in there. Now this is lower, basically just going over what I've done. I know I should have had some footage of what it was like before I started. Maybe that's in one of the other older ones, but I'll just go over what it did do. This edge was a lot higher and kind of rolled over a little bit. It was sharp and higher than this, so this was higher than this. So what I did, get some tools here, is I would take this awl and run it down and open it up. And that was first. And then I could take other various tools to get in there and make sure this opens up. Take a file, trim it as needed, because it was getting really sharp. And then with that little wire wheel I showed you, I could run it right down inside there and get the rust that was kind of trapped between both layers. And previously I've mentioned about, my conundrum into whether or not to take the skin off, clean all that up if there was any, and then put the skin back on. It's just to take the skin off, put it back on. Am I going to do more damage than what I'm trying to fix? That's been my balance point of what I want to do. So I made a decision to leave the skin on and work the little areas as I can. So one thing is using the wheel to get in there, get into other areas. Let's see if I can show you. I think I showed you before, and I'm working on getting in there with the different shaped wire wheels. I got to get into that crevice back in there. Make sure that's all cleaned out. So what I intend to do is I'm going to take a small little acid brush. And what's coming, I should have ordered it already, but I ordered it, and it's supposed to show up here in the next couple of days, is Eastwood's, and this is not anything about Eastwood. It's just what I'm using. I use some of their products. I like some of their products. It's availability, and this is not sponsored. They know nothing about me mentioning their name, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to use. Eastwood Rust converter. So I will take a small acid brush and I will go in this crevice here and other places which are harder to get to, and I will treat them with the rust converter. And to me, that's kind of my good balance point to attack the rust, fix it, and you should have seen this before I started how much rust was in there, and then be able to get ready for paint on it. I don't think priming it right away is it. I want to do something to take care of that rust. So, and as we look down the rest of this edge on this side, you can see, and I don't think there's much in there. Some of it's sealed really well. And remember, the body was on this, so it was never really exposed, we'll say, to the elements direct. Up here, this area, under the engine bonnet, got a lot of exposure. And probably the water could wick down back here and cause issues. That's why I think this area had the problems. So if I go around, let's look at the other side. See what that looks like. Let's move my face shield out of the way. See if I can just getting it to, one way. You try to get in close and it does not like focusing. So that's the top edge. You see, it's pretty well sealed. It's been kind of hammered over here, which sealed it really well. Until we get back to something like this, which is a little thinner. And if anyone's asking about, we'll say, the dents and the stuff in here, I am not going to take them out. I'm going to leave stuff like this in. This is character, this is the car, this is the time it's had. I'm not trying to make a brand new car. I'm trying to refresh this, and I say some restoration, but not to as it left the factory. This has a story to tell, this car. And I don't want to take away some of the little things that say, hey, this car's had a life and it's not starting fresh. It's just continuing on. Well, that's what I'm doing right now with, we'll say, the small areas. And I'm sure when I get a little more done, I'll add some more to this video. All right, let's take a close-up look. Now, I don't believe that's water as much as I do think it's grease. Maybe it's water? So I've been taking this, cleaning up. This is the bottom rail, where the skin comes up or over the bottom and tacks on the inside. And I have been trying to clean it and flush it. And I've been using carbon choke cleaner to flush it. Let's see how this looks. And then you can see all the debris that comes out. But I don't know, is that a water or is that oil? I don't think it's oil I've gotten out of there. Doesn't look like it's really breaking down. So I am going to end up with something else in there, but I just thought I'd try some carb cleaner try that, get in any grease that's in there, try to flush it out too. Clean it up. Just an idea I've been playing with. The small things that you find as you start looking over everything. And I don't know if this is on any other Steel Brothers cars, but let's look here. That's the original pin location for the hinge on the front bonnet, and it's been raised. This one was cut, that one was put in and raised. Now the top is the same way too, but I kind of suspect that because of the modifications necessary for putting the 907 in, they had to change the height. So just another little oddity that finding once you clean all the paint and you go, oh, what is that? So, and continuing on. When the chassis was made, you'll see the original holes kind of offset, and they were brazed in, and then new holes were drilled, and that actually works. That is for both sides. Same thing happened. Right now I'm cleaning a lot of the little crevices still. Nice wire wheel, and other things I have are flap discs, different wire wheels. Let's see, a pick, which nice little made up pick, which gets into tiny crevices, nice tiny crevices. I'll get to that in a moment. I also found a crack. So this brace here, you can see the crack. It doesn't extend. That's really, sorry. That's just actual paint residue right there. The crack is just this far on the other side of the weld, and I can re-weld that, V that out a little bit, and weld that back in, and that shouldn't be an issue at all. Another thing I'm considering is if we look at this box section here. So let's see how well it'll show up here. This is just an open box on the inside. This piece just comes up, turns up there. The uprights go down inside that box section, we'll say, and create these ends. But in general, it's open. So whatever wanted to get in there, moisture-wise, dirt, grime, what have you, there's no way in here. On the other side, it comes up to that lip. And whether it drains, let's see if I can get up here, whether it would drain out down here, because remember this, let's see if I can get my finger to go, whether it drains out the bottom, if it got anything in there, it's possible. There are, we'll say, a couple of tiny holes from where there were clips for the brake line that went across. But there's really, you will say, nothing, no real open access to it. But it's a place where rust can happen, and there's no way to monitor it. There's no way to get in there and clean it. You can't really cut all the welds apart and break it all open. But what I'm considering doing, and this is not 100%, it's just I'm considering, is opening up one of these holes. And let's go over to internal frame coating from Eastwood, which I've used this on other ones, and there is, let's see, I gotta get, it's, if you've never used this, maybe there's other companies that have it too, but you see that little brass tip on it, that sprays out 4 directions. So you can put that inside and spray the whole coating into the confined space, and it should help to seal it up for any future corrosion. Take care of what's in there and seal it up. And I intend to use that same system on a couple of other places that I think are kind of open to get done. You know, if I can get it inside the chassis tubes from a convenient place, I will. I'm not going to drill a new hole and make something, but if there is a hole to get it in, like let's just say like this, there's already a hole there. If I can get the tube to go in there and spray, fine, that's a great opportunity to do it. But I'm not going to make a new hole I'm not going to make more trouble for myself. Maybe that's the best way to put it here. So, that's the latest and greatest. I haven't been spending as much time as I should on this chassis and the work. Life issues. It's about the best way I'll describe it. The people who know myself and my wife know the life issues we're going through. And it's the holidays. So hopefully those items will resolve themselves soon and everybody will be happy and healthy and will be in good shape here for the new year. And as I say, the new year, this is the end of 2025. Thanks everyone for who has been following this. And Happy New Year for 2026, because I'm putting this out January 31st. All right, take care. Till next year. Bye.